welcome to another adventure at the time between times with me, Owen Staten. Thank you for joining me. The time of recording, the 31st of December 2021, the end of a long year. But it could be a long night for Gabriel Vasquez and the crew of the HMS Whitby as they stand here in front of the church of San Jacinto in the Spanish hills, in the dead of night, with the moon shining above and the howl of wolves filling the air. If you haven't seen the introduction to this scenario, then please stop the video right now, go back and have a little look, and then come back and join us. Welcome, my friends, to the Spanish foothills in 1809. Here, in the dark, in the mountains not far from Madrid, the plants just stop growing. The trees are always dead. And even though this is a holy place, it seems that darkness comes from every shadow. The adventure I'm going to play this afternoon is called The Wolf Pack. Now, it's the first time I've done a solo game, only my second game of the Silver Bayonet. So here we are. So forgive me any mistakes, okay? My group, my party, I'll introduce you in a moment, are all here in the middle of the board. Now, surrounding us all the way around the table are dark wolves, creatures of the night that stomp the Spanish foothills with evil in their hearts. Here at the back is the church of San Jacinto. There's woodland around us. There's an old statue that's fallen to ruin here. And then, remove that, these blue little tokens are all clue tokens for us to investigate. The objective of this mission is to get off the board, having investigated the clues. If you've watched the video that I did with the background to this, Henry Holdsworth, our supernatural investigator, has received a message from headquarters, from London. Far away, a missive sent by mirror and moonlight in the night to bring him to the church to meet representatives of the Silver Bayonet, a priest called Marcel Josch, Prussian. But they are well overdue. The scout, Swooping Hawk, came into the area to see if he could find the group that they were supposed to meet, but could find nothing except the area was full of dark wolves. Gabriela Vasquez, Spanish guerrilla, is here leading the crew of the Whitby. So they've decided to come down and see if they can save or find the remains of any of their colleagues. So here we go. Okay, who have we got here for you all to look at? Well, our leader here is Gabriela. She is a feared Spanish partisan from the mountains of Spain. The French fear her flaming red hair. She has with her a crossbow, which I'm using as a musket. She has a sword and she has bags of guts. She is the widow of a Portuguese aristocrat killed by the French. An unusual, pale-skinned French officer who drank his blood. She has vowed vengeance against the creatures of the night. Accompanying her is bookish investigator Henry Holdsworth, a member of the Silver Bayonet, the second son of an English aristocrat, destined for a career in the church, but having fallen out of university, now finds himself in Spain and Portugal, fighting against the French and looking for clues to the harvestmen. Then we have the crew of the Whitby. Here he is, the midshipman, William Mansfield, who leads what remains of the Whitby, dashed on the Portuguese coast. Now limps around, taking our adventurers wherever they may go. Yes, there he is, Mansfield, leads his troops with courage and bravery. He's a skeptic when it comes to the supernatural, but wishes to know more. The last remaining Marine, a dead shot, if the last game is anything to go by, Marine Swanson, his musket held high, heart full of bravery. Two sailors, Hobie, and the other sailor is Martin. Two sailors left over from the Whitby who are out there to help in any way that they can. Again, as brave as you like. Both know more than they let on about the supernatural. We have Rifleman Clover, Lucky Clover as he's called, in his green jacket, his rifle held high. Yes, the Whitby was a troop ship, the only survivor from that troop ship being carried to the Portuguese coast. And then finally, Swooping Hawk, the Indian Native American scout. He has come across the sea, always been a crew of the Whitby since taken as a small child. He knows where to go, he knows where to hide, he knows where to look. Wherever he goes, his passage goes unheard of. And now he finds himself with the others, trapped here in the Spanish mountains. Okay, here we go. This is the setup as we start. Our intrepid heroes find themselves trapped in the middle of the board. The treasure tokens, the blue gems, all the way around there, are ready to go. It says, I'll read the text from the book here, Wolfpack. 2 weeks ago, a specialist unit was sent in search of a lost chapel deep in the forest. They never returned. Now your unit has been dispatched to find the missing unit, to learn their fate, to see if you can locate the lost chapel yourselves. If the missing unit is located, it is imperative that the orders be recovered so they don't fall into enemy hands. Following the trail of the previous unit proved no trouble at all. They left obvious tracks, and there has been little rain to wash them away. For 3 days you follow the trail into the ever-deepening gloom of the dark woods. Then, near dusk on the 3rd day, you come upon a scene of carnage. It appears you have found the missing unit. However, before you confirm this, you hear a bone-tingling howl from nearby. Suddenly, bright eyes are staring, from the shadows all around. This is the setup, but on the start of the first turn, I must choose one of these wolves randomly. So there are 8 wolves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's go. Number 1, this wolf here right in front of us, quite apt. As the moon comes from behind a cloud, a strange serpentine magic weaves its way through the air, and convulsing and spluttering and stretching, this wolf vanishes and is replaced by the fearful fate, the famished fangs of a werewolf, a true creature of darkness, almost impervious to shot. But we shall see what happens. Okay, it's turn 1. I have my encounter deck there, which has been shuffled, so I don't know what to expect. It is turn 1. I've got my dice, my fate dice there. I've got 1, it's a solo game, so I have 1 power fate, 1 skill fate. Power dice is red, skill dice is blue. Okay, it's the start of the turn, so I can use half of my my party. So we have Gabriella and the crew of the Whitby. There are 8 of them, so I can use 4. I can move 4. They have 2 actions each. So starting off, who shall I go with? All of them have loaded weapons as well. I shall show you a token I have should they discharge their weapon at any time. Okay, the light to moon comes from behind the shadows, so here we go. Right, oof. Showing extreme courage. Marine Sailor Martin is going to make his way in this direction. And there, as he turns the corner, he sees, creeping from behind the trees, the red eyes of a dark wolf. There, shining in the night. Okay, here he goes. He's going to fire his gun at the dark wolf. I look through, excuse me, as I turn to look at the book while we're here. I'm still getting used to the rules myself. So here we are. The dark wolf, okay, has a courage, a defense of 12. So, here he is, the marine, the sailor, raises his musket and fires into the night. Here he goes. He has a accuracy of +1. So I'm rolling 2d10. Red is power and blue is skill. He's using a musket, so he'll use the power dice to cause damage. Wow, 11. He scores a score of 12. So therefore, the dark wolf has a defense of 12. So I hit it. I know it's really early in the game, but look at that blue 10 there. I am going to use my power dice on the first roll of the game from the fate pool to replace that 1 with a 4. So there we are. Nothing great, but something, a good promise. So there, he has scored a 15. So therefore, the wolf has got a defence of 12. I success. He raises his musket to his eye and fires. A shot rings out in the night and hits the wolf with a yelp. The wolf has 8 hit points, and he has hit him for 4. The power dice using the red there. So our wolf here in the background has 4 hit points and staggers in the night, but still lives. Very, very good. So that's his blood. He's also fired his gun. So I'll just put one of these little wooden hearts next to him there to show that he has fired his gun. Now, but it's left him a little vulnerable there, hasn't it? So, right, here we go. I can move half my party. So the next one will be William Mansfield, Midshipman Mansfield. Midshipman calls to Martin, "Don't go off on your own. Stay together. Stay together." And there it is, the wolf in front of him, peering out of the darkness. He can see that the discharged shot of Martin's gun, smoke filling the air. He can see the wolf is injured. He has a pistol at an 8-inch range. The wolf is well within that, so he's going to open fire himself. Now Mansfield has an accuracy of +1, so here he goes. He rolls a 7 and a 5, so that gives us a score of 12, 13 altogether, which again beats the wolf's defense of 12. Now he is using a pistol, so I'm just going to flick through the book here to see. I believe it's the skill dice for a pistol that causes the damage. So let's have a look. No, it's a power dice. So wow, he hits the wolf for 7 points of damage, and the wolf falls to the ground dead. Good shooting from the midshipman. Very good shooting. He has also fired his pistol. So we've cleared that area for the time being in order to try and get hold of that investigative token. I think this could be a good call, couldn't it? Trying to send them out in pairs to maybe explore and get rid of any sort of wolves in that area. There are 2 tokens over here. Now, the rifleman, Clover, and Hobie the sailor could pair up and head in this direction. So that's what I'm going to do for the first part of this turn. Now, oh, he's just out of range. So anyway, he moves out using his first action, Clover, and then fires his rifle. A rifle feared by the French infantry all over Spain and Portugal. Will it have the same effect on the Dark Wolves? We don't know. Here he goes. Lifts it up and fires. 10. I don't think that's going to be enough. What is his rifleman Clover? Has accuracy +2, so that's 12. So it's a hit. Boom! Doosh! Just hits into the side of the wolf, staggering it back. Now, the rifle does damage with the skill rather than the power. So therefore, he does 6 hit points of damage. The wolf can take 8. So with 6 hit points of damage, the wolf is seriously wounded. What a great shot that was. Hobie rushes up beside him, kneels down next to this old moss-covered pillar and raises his musket to fire at the wolf as well. He knows the wolf is injured. Clover has a smile on his face as he brought his gun down. So Hobie, look at that shot. 15. Plus he has a +1 to hit. That's a 16 points of damage, and he scores a 10 for power on the damage, blowing the wolf back to the dark pits of hell where it came from. What an amazing shot by Hobie the sailor. That is fantastic. Okay, right then, here we go. Oh, excuse me. Shouldn't drink a can of Coke when I'm doing this, but that's the first 4 of my, that's half of my party. So let's move the dice away and turn our attention to the wolves. Now the wolves, the Dark Wolf, have a speed of 8. So they're very, very fast. They can all move. Now, according to the rules for creatures in the Silver Bayonet, the first thing they will do is fire any missile weapons that they have. Thankfully for us, none of the creatures on the board here have any missile weapons. So they will just use that, they will move towards the nearest enemies. So starting on this side of the board with this wolf, closest to me, has a move of 8 inches. Is it enough for him to reach? I believe, look at that. Out of the night, a snarl and a growl, and it charges forward at Swanson, who turns at the last minute to see this creature leaping out of the forest right at him. He brings up his bayonet, quick as possible, to try and defend himself against this wolf. The wolf savagely opens its mouth and attacks Swanson. Right, the wolf has a melee of +1. Now Swanson, the Marine, has a defense of 13. So here he goes. Here we go, the bite of the wolf. Oh, lucky. I think that's good for Swanson. Okay, so he has scored a score of 4. +1 is 5. It's nowhere near Swanson's defence. Using his musket, he batters the wolf away, hitting it in the mouth. The wolf staggers back, and Swanson now gets to fight as well to try and defend himself against that wolf. Okay, Swanson has a melee of +1, so here he goes. He scores a 9, that's 10, doesn't beat the wolf's defence, but he causes the wolf just to go backwards there away from him. Then he raises his gun ready to fire. A lucky escape for the Marine there, the last surviving Marine of the Whitby. Right, I'm going to make my way around the board. The werewolf is next, and the werewolf is a dark, evil, horrible creature, and is to be rightly feared. But it only has a speed of 6, so it's not as fast as the others. The werewolf is going to make its way towards the enemies here. So it doesn't want to get too close, I don't think, but there we are. It's going to use its actions to move almost straight up towards our intrepid leader, Gabriela Vasquez. Out of the night, this creature rushes swiftly across the path, the muddy ground, the dark ground, and rushes forward, red eyes flaying in the night. This wolf here has a move of 8. Will take him into contact with Swooping Hawk. So this rushes out towards the scout. Our Native American scout brings up his tomahawk and his club, ready to do battle. Okay, wolf, here we come. +1. Oh gosh. 19. Scores 20. That's a great score, isn't it? Now, Swooping Hawk has a defense of 13. It's high, but it's not near high enough. Now, the wolf will bite. So the wolf has done, the dark wolf has scored a, I believe it's power as well, that will, with a bite, I think. Weapons and armour table, I don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be power with a bite. So that's going to cause him 9 hit points of damage. Wow, Swooping Hawk has a health of 10. So, a savage wound from out of nowhere. The scout that came forward and found this place in the first place is desperately wounded on 1 hit point of damage. He staggers back, but he's going to bring the fight to the wolf. He knows no other way. Born on the plains of America, he has travelled the world and knows no defeat. Melee +1, here we go. Swooping Hawk. Oh, it's good. 16, look at that. With his +1 as well, gives him a score of 17. And using the tomahawk, scores an 8. That's enough to bring the wolf down. Almost with his last blow, Holdsworth panics on the other side there, feeling, oh gosh, what's happening out of the night? But what heroics from the scout, moving away around the board. This wolf is not close enough to charge in and fight. So we'll move a full 8 inches towards Swooping Hawk, as will this one. Now this one, still not quite in range, but they are circling our heroes, are they not? Okay, good stuff. It's the end of the turn, the end of the first turn. So let me turn back to the scenario, because now I discover we haven't uncovered any clues as of yet, but we do have a wolf pack encounter table. So let's see what happens. I roll a d10. My score is 3. More wolves arrive. Place 2 dark wolves on a random table corner. Ouch. I've got a d4 here. A d4 that's as old as the hills. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. I've scored a 2. So that puts me, we've got 2 wolves going to appear on this side of the table. Foolishly, I shouldn't do that until the end of the turn, should I? Because I haven't moved the rest of my group yet. But we'll take that as what's going to happen. So I'll put 2 wolves there, ready to come on, okay, at the end of the turn. Getting ahead of myself, getting too excited. It's a really good little game, this, isn't it? It's exciting, it's evocative. I think it's really important to come up with a background, to think of the way in which your games pan out. I love a narrative game. If any of you watched my Rangers of Shadowdeep playthroughs that I've done on this channel, you'll know that. But to me, it's all about painting the picture, isn't it? Getting the story going. So here we go. The second half of my turn. I've got 4 warriors here. Now, what's important is Gabriella, with her crossbow, has a silver shot. Now, I know, and Henry Holdsworth will be screaming this out, that the werewolf, as it approaches, is almost immune to damage when it comes to normal shot, normal gunfire. It has damage reduction 5, so it takes away 5 points of damage before you do anything. But Gabriella has a store of silver arrows. So I'm going to start with her. She is going to kneel down and fire what is the equivalent of a musket at the approaching werewolf. This is very important because if the werewolf gets into combat, it can do some serious damage. So Gabriella Vasquez, the terror of the French, with accuracy +2. The werewolf has a defense of 13. Here we go. This dice, this red dice, I must have owned since I was about 12 or 13. I'm now 48. Came with an old ICE Middle-earth RPG starter set. Be with me all my gaming life, this one. Do me proud now. Well, 5. Okay, Gabriella, that's 9 for the skill dice, 5 for the red dice, a score of 14. She actually scores 16. It's a silver shot, so it pierces through the supernatural abilities of the werewolf and does a full amount of damage to it. But what is that damage? It's got health 12. So it's been damaged for 5. So he has taken 5. Luckily for me, I've become prepared. I've got a D12 here. So here we go. He's taken 5 points of damage. Woohoo! Right, because she's got a second turn, she has not. She will reload her weapon in the second part of her turn, ready to fire next. Okay, Swooping Hawk. He is staring down the barrel there, isn't he? Now Holdsworth is bookish, but not cowardly, and he will help him as best he can. So here we go. Right, Swanson, seeing the threat and hearing the thud as Gabriella fires at the werewolf, turns around and fires himself out into the night at the approaching werewolf. He wonders, can he put it down? Although he does not do the same damage as Gabriella, he fires. Look at that score again. 19. That's amazing. He scores, he's got +1 as well. He is a deadeye. If any of you have seen the last playthrough I did when I played against Sid's French force, I don't think he's missed yet. Okay, 19, so he scores a score of 20. If the power dice, 5, so he should score 10 hit points of damage on the werewolf. But the werewolf has damage reduction 5. So the werewolf is now on 10 points of damage and really struggling, but still there and still coming towards us. And will still have a turn before we do. Holdsworth, it's time for you to gain some courage. It's time for you to face the night. It's time for you to brave the darkness. It's time for you to shoot the blight. Holdsworth moves to this here, offering a little bit of cover for his stricken comrade, and will fire at the approaching wolf. Holdsworth isn't a bad shot. He has grown up in a society of duels. He has grown up where being brave and true and a good shot is seen as a good thing. And he fires a good shot as well with his pistol. That's an 8 and a 6, that's 14, and he's got +1 is 15. It beats the wolf's defense of 12, so it's a power dice damage. So he does 6 points of damage to the wolf, which is a really, really good. So there we are. This wolf has been shot and hurt, which is good for us. Raising his eyes to the heavens, Swooping Hawk is staggering around, but he knows that the time of courage is upon him. The time where he must be able to fight. But is it time for him to scream and run in? Yes, it is. Bringing out his weapons, he rushes towards the wolf in front of him. He rushes with his tomahawk and his club held high. Courage unbound, he charges the wolf. He only scores an 8, though. I don't think that's going to be enough. You can see that he's badly injured. You can see that he's on his last legs. He has a melee of +1, so that gives him a score of 9. I'm going to use my fate pool to try and beat that dice, to try and put this wolf down, which we will do. Look at that. He now scores a score of 15, beating the wolf, and does 4 points of damage to the wolf. So there we are. It was worth it, wasn't it? To strike whilst we could. To strike while the iron is hot, so to speak. Okay. Marine Swanson has fired his gun, hasn't he? So let's put that there. Gabriella is reloaded. Oh no, he can. That was his one action. So the second action, he will reload. So that's okay. But Holdsworth has fired his gun. Okay. Turn 2. At the end of that turn, these 2 wolves arrive as well. So the enemies are still amongst us everywhere. Right, here we go. Let's have a look. It's turn 2. I can move half my group. Now, the 4 that I've got across the board here have guns unloaded, but also aren't quite in any threat at the moment. Whereas these in the centre of the table are under real pressure. So let's change and let's do what we can here in order to save our friends at the centre. Gabriella, that werewolf is not looking strong. He has rushed towards you and taken the brunt of both her and Swanson's shots. She brings her crossbow up once more and fires. 11, 12 with her accuracy +2, so 13. That's a good shot. 3 points of damage. That's enough, I believe, to bring the werewolf down. Yes! Health 12. With a howl, the werewolf staggers and moves and twists and turns and spins around, morphing into the body of a dead Spanish peasant. He is gone. Another creature of the darkness, gone once more. Now I believe that he is worth 2 experience points to Gabrielle. So let's put him there. 2 for me to calculate at the end. That was good work indeed. But now her weapon is unloaded. So she'll spend the second turn. No. She's going to make a dash. 6-inch dash straight out towards this clue to investigate what's there. But she can't do it yet because she has used her turn. Swanson. There's a wolf here and you can see red eyes lingering through the darkness this way. Fire. Oh, I spoke too soon, didn't I? He scores a 4. It's a miss. He panics when he sees there are now 3 wolves and cries to Holdsworth and Vasquez, "Look, they're coming from this way. Everywhere. Everywhere." His gun is unloaded. Okay. Right. Here, combat with Swooping Hawk. Swooping Hawk is going to fight the wolf in front of him. He's done 4 points of damage. Oh no, but his wounds are getting on top of him. He's only scored a 5. That's not enough to beat the wolf's defence. And the wolf will fight him back. Score 10 +1. What's Swooping Hawk's defence is 13. It's good enough. So both of them break back. That fight goes on. They are both wounded. They were both masters. Holdsworth reloads his gun and fires once more. 2 wolves approaching him. One is wounded. He fires at the wounded wolf. Oh, it's a 9 and a 1. It's 10. Holdsworth has got +2, I believe, to his his accuracy is only +1. So that's 11. The wolf has a defense of 12, I believe. Excuse me, not COVID, tried yesterday, lateral flow, all good. Defense 12, right, it's not enough. So he's now, gun is loaded again. That's my 4. Now is the time of the darkness, now the time the creatures of the night, and this wolf rushes, we'll start with this one, rushes towards Swanson to do battle with him once more. Oh, he scores 12. 13. Swanson has a defense of 13, so is hit with a power. He's hit for 8 hit points of damage. That is a big blow to our intrepid marine. Staggers back. No, he stays in the fight, but he has taken 8 out of his 10 hit points. Really struggling, but here he goes. He's going to fight back against this wolf and scores a 10. With his melee +1, it's not enough. Not enough. So both them are still locked in eternal war. An 8-inch move brings this wolf out to here, outflanking out troops up here. And this one out of the woods, here it comes. Swanson is in all sorts of trouble there. Okay, we have 6 wolves bearing down on us. This wolf charges into Swooping Hawk. Here he goes. Scores an 8, +1, 9. It's not enough. Batting him away. The Swooping Hawk fights back. Scores only a 3. He's getting weaker by the moment. So that battle is looking very, very hard for both. As this one, seeing that he is the closest, comes in to fight against Swooping Hawk. Right, Swooping Hawk, here he goes. He scores a 9, 10. Swooping Hawk still manages to bat him away. What heroics from the man from across the seas. Here he goes, he turns around. Can he battle against this one as well? Scores a 9, 10, 11. And his melee +1 is 12. Yes, but only does 2 points of damage on a wolf. 2 points is not enough to stem the tide of the darkness. But still, here he is. He's battling on, battling on. This one comes in against Holdsworth. The bookish investigator squeals as the wolf charges out the night to face him. Right, what can he find though? Oh, he scores a 12. He does score a 12, which is good as he does battle. Okay, he is using, he has a rapier, hasn't he, like a sword. So maybe, yes, that's going to be a skill combat, isn't it? So, boom. As the wolf dives through the night, he brings up his sword, his dueling sword. It stabs the wolf through the heart, causing 10 hit points of damage. The wolf falls to the ground dead. There is hope. There is hope, my friends. There is hope. Okay. So that is the turn of the wolves. Right. Now is our second turn. Yeah, I can see that. William Mansfield, Midshipman Mansfield, he knows when his crew is in trouble. He knows when the good is greater. So he turns, reloads his gun in this, and steps back, offering protection for those behind him. He's only got an 8-inch move, so there he goes there. Whereas an intrepid sailor, Martin, rushes out, doesn't reload his gun, and investigates a clue marker. Let's have a look. Do I need to roll anything for that? I don't believe I do. So let's have a look at the clue marker. It's quite a quick game, isn't it? It's quite quick how things happen. It's very, very imaginative. It's very loose in a way, but good in a way, you know, and it's excellent. A really different, interesting background as well, which is nice. Investigating clue markers. Oh, right, okay, it's just a random card. So, Sailor Martin, what have you found? The King of Spades. What is the King of Spades in this adventure? The King of Spades, okay, my friend. What? He has found a bag of silver shot Treat all of the investigating figures' shooting actions as silver for the rest of the scenario. So, this blue gem was a bag of silver shot hidden in the dirt, and our intrepid sailor has found it. Will it be enough? Will it be needed? Neither of us know. But here we go. Hobie, although he has a clue marker right in front of him, he'll reload his gun and fire at this wolf, bearing down on his shipmates in front of him. He kneels down, leaning against a pillar for support, raises the gun to his eye and fires. Another fantastic shot. Look at that. He scores a score of 15, plus his gun 16. Wolf's defense is 12. Blam! Musket scores 7 hit points of damage. It's not quite enough to bring the wolf down, but with a yelp, it staggers as a shot comes from out of the night. Rifleman Clover, Lucky Clover, rushes forward to investigate this treasure token. What does he find? The 9 of Spades is what he finds. Let's have a look what the 9 of Spades has to offer us here at the Church of San Vicente. Okay. The 9 of Spades. The missing orders. The investigating figure may pick them up without spending an action. If this figure is reduced to naught, it drops the orders where it falls. Mark the spot on the table. Any other unit member may pick up the orders simply by finding a move adjacent. He has found what we need, my friends. He has found the orders for the silver bayonet. He has found them here in the darkness as we fight against the wolves. What? Right, okay. That opens things up for a bit. That's a bit. He has found them. His gun is unloaded. And he is here and has found them. Okay. We'll come back to him very shortly. Right, it is now the end of the turn once more, is it not? So let us find out exactly what is going to happen here as I roll a d10 for the wolves even, to figure out what is going to happen. Number 5. Another wolf arrives. Place one dark wolf in the centre of a random table edge. Where is my d4? Here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 3. So 1, 2, 3 is here. So out of here comes this dark wolf. Another one. There seems to be a never-ending supply in this wolf pack in the dark. Okay, let me just take a drink, my friends. I hope you're enjoying. I am. It's great. Excellent stuff. Turn 3. Right. I have a feeling that we're going to battle endlessly against wave upon wave of wolf here. So is it time that the crew of the Whitby start to escape with what we have come for? That could be the case, couldn't it? We can't just leave some of us die in the centre there. We can't do that. Right. Okay, here we go. I have got to move half of my crew. Yeah, I'll put my tape measure on the ground. Gabriela Vasquez, Swooping Hawk. Courage unheard of, but still. It's about time we saved him. And Marine Swanson is in a lot of trouble as well. Right. Here we go, midshipman. Charge! Still the leader of the Whitby. Still the captain in all but name. Here he rushes out, Mansfield, to save his last Marine. The rest of them are gone. He has seen them perish. But here he does. Look at that. He has a cutlass. He has scored 15. And he has a melee of +2. That gives him 17. That's a tremendous blow. Let me find the melee weapons before I go any further on this. Because that makes it me aware of what the damage he's going to do. Okay. Weapons and armor table. That's fence. No, hang on. Alright, okay, I see. Fencing weapon. Skill dice. Okay. It's a skill dice damage, but I mean he's hitting the wolf there, who has already taken 7. So he has scored a 14, His melee 15. He does 5 points of damage, killing this wolf. Oof, great bit of work from the midshipman there. As the wolves bear down on him. Now our marine here, he's out of shot. He is, but the wolf has just gone back, so he reloads and fires at the wolf straight ahead of him. Reload and fire. Let's clear the board a little bit. Let's try and get rid of what has come out of the darkness. Oh, look at that! 19, 20. He's back to his great fire. He's regained his courage. Swanson! Swan salute you, Swanson! We salute you! He has hit the wolf for 10 hit points of damage. Only got 8. Kills it dead. Amazing stuff. Amaze balls. Right, so that's 1, 2 have gone. Okay, because I fear what's going to happen, and I could be ending up in a lot of trouble. Shouting through the night, Clover shouts to Swanson there, and Swanson and Mansfield. Sir, sir, I have the plans. We will meet you at the rendezvous, Clover. Go, Clover, go. Clover, he knows what it's like to skirmish in the hills. He rushes forward. Both movement to take him off the board with the plans. What a move from our heroic rifleman. Kneeling down, Hobie loads his gun once more and fires at the wolf straight in front of him. He knows he has a clue marker behind him. He knows there could be treasure in the hills, but he knows the danger in front of us. Yeah. Oh, it's only an 8. Not enough. A shot rings out in the night. And now his gun has been unloaded again. But he hasn't moved, so he can reload. And that's okay. That's okay, he does that. Now at the time of the wolves. Okay, start here. This wolf will rush forward towards Swanson, who's taken 8 points of damage. The wolf attacks the intrepid marine, the dead-eye marine, just as the smoke clears from his last shot. With only 7 points of damage, 7 a hit, plus 1, 9, not enough to beat his defence. He swats the gaping, pestilent maw away from him, rabies thrilling from every tooth, and attacks him back. Oh, he scores a 7 himself, so that's not enough. Both these go backwards. The newly arrived Doom Wolf charges at Gabriela Vasquez. Her red hair swings in the breeze as the wolf charges against her. Scores an 11, plus 1 is 12. Her defence is 14. The terror of the night has far too much skill for this creature of darkness, and she brings her blade back to fight him and scores 3. So she doesn't do anything back. Both stagger slightly backwards. Swooping Hawk is in a lot of trouble. Wolf will fight against him here. An 8 and a 7. Under a barrage of maws, the scout goes down. Our hero falls to the ground. This wolf is now open and rushes towards Holdsworth, straight behind him, with a scream, but only scores a 2. Well, that is a real let-off for Holdsworth, who comes back with his fencing weapon and scores a 12. He really is helping himself. He's plus 2, that's 14. He has hit the wolf quite badly. And the fencing weapon, I believe, is skill. So, let me check once more and see exactly what he will do against this creature of darkness. It's a skill dice. So he scores and hits him for 4 points of damage. I believe the wolf had taken 2. So he's now on 6. Okay. Doing okay. And that, my friends, is the end of that turn. Turn 4. Let us roll on the wolf pack event table. We roll a 1, right next to Gabriela there. More wolves arrive. Place 2 dark wolves on a random table corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Random table corner. Let me up there then. Okay. 2 doomed dark wolves. Out from the night they come. That is below. Okay, it's the next turn. We need to start leaving the table now. We've got what we came for. That I am sure. Okay. Swanson, your courage is called upon once more. Fire and take down the Doom Wolf in front of you. Use that dead-eye aim to fire into the night. 5. Missed. He's now loaded. His gun is fired. His wounds are grim. Mansfield, charge! Yeah! His fencing weapon is brought up. 4. Oh. And the wolf, 3. They were both masters. So that's 1, 2. In trouble. In trouble indeed. However, now, leaving the board is the better part of valour. Martin, sailor, has gone, left the battlefield. We have got what we came for. We do not need anything else but survival. Okay. Wolves. Here we go. No, 1, 2, 3. No, I've got one more, haven't I? One more. Is that going to be enough? Do you know what I think it is? Hobie, your duty here is done. Leave. Oh, look, it's a treasure there. But we don't need it. Leave while you still can. Wolves. Mansfield. The wolf attacks Mansfield and hits him for 14. My God. It's a power hit though. Mansfield, his defence is 13, so it does beat him and hits him for 4 points of damage. Ouch. But our intrepid midshipman still battles on and will strike back at the wolf with his fencing blade. And it's a good hit indeed. That's a 13 plus his melee skill of +2 is 15, and the fencing shot, the sword swings through the air. The black wolf, or the black blood of the wolf, springs through the night with a skill dice shot. He hits the wolf for 4 points of damage, knocking it back. Okay. This wolf against Gabriella. Gabriella. Rabid Moor. Oh. That's a hit from the wolf for 9 points of damage. 9 points of damage against Gabriella. The wolf bites on her arm. She's got 5 left, but she fights back with courage unbound. Here she scores. Her fencing weapon has scored a hit for 12, so that's 13. Hits the wolf back, but only hits it for 4 points of damage. So the wolf is still alive. The wolf is still alive. Okay. This wolf runs for Swanson, the hero of the hour, the grand shot that he is. But out of the darkness, this wolf comes from behind, leaping out to attack the Marine for 10, 11. His defence is 13. No, I will not fall. I will not fall. This is where I do battle. This is where I see you die, you creature of darkness. You 12, yes. With his bayonet, Swanson swings out. 13. Yeah, he hits. I believe it's a skill-based thing, but 4 is enough. The wolf is down. The wolf is down. Here against Henry Hillsworth. Hillsworth. The wolf charges for 14. My God. My God. 14 against Henry Hillsworth. He has a health of 12. He's hit for 10. It's in a bad way. But he battles back. The score's a 7. It's not enough to do any damage against the wolf, who's already taken 6. Okay. Yeah. Holdsworth, you are in trouble, my friend. Right. The other part of my group. Here we go. Hobie is left. Martin's left. Gabriela Vasquez. To escape into the night is not her way at the moment. Not while this creature of darkness stands in front of her. She raises her gun and fires at it. 5 points of damage, enough to take the wolf out. With a yelp, it falls to the ground. That's her first action, and her second action is to leave. She has escaped, calling to the crew of the Whitby to run. Run for your lives. Run. Okay. There are 3 remaining crewmen being hunted down. Both are in a bad way. Swanson, leave the board as quick as you can. With a double move, it's enough to take him off. Or is it? No, he rushes to there. He rushes away to there. And Holdsworth, the hero of the hour. Holdsworth. We will break out this way, Mansfield. Follow me. Holdsworth charges in against this wolf in front of him. With his blade held high. 10. That's a score of 12. It's a victory. 4 hit points of damage and the wolf goes down. Okay. Clear the dice away. How things are looking here. That's where we are. Right. Oh, stay that. As we go to turn 5. Oh no, these wolves haven't moved. Right, here they come. Right. It's the wolf turn at the end of the turn, so let's roll a d10 and see what happens. It's a 9. Rain starts to fall. The maximum line of sight is reduced to 12, and all shoot actions suffer a -1 modifier for the rest of the scenario. My friends. Okay, it's my turn to move. Just give me a second while I check out movement for my friends here on the board. We haven't got much to do. We come exactly what we want, and we need to leave as best we can because we need to move on to fight another battle against that in the darkness. Okay, movement. Unexpected action. Sprint. Oh yeah, you have to roll, don't you? Right, so it's 4 or 2. So, okay. Anyway, Swanson is leaving the table. He is leaving to fight another day. Mansfield, he is a man of courage, integrity, and feels such blame for what happened to the Whitby. He spins around. Both he and Holdsworth stand in the middle of the board, in the middle of the ground. Brings out his blade and says to his comrade, Henry, run, my friend. Run. Holdsworth and him meet eyes for just a moment, and Holdsworth knows that his is a fight on another day. And he sprints 12 or more. There's 4 to his thing, that's 10 inches. He runs off to do battle at another time. Mansfield brings out his sword, holds up his pistol as 3 sets of swirling red eyes leap out of the darkness towards him. Now is the cometh the man, cometh the hour. Out comes the wolf, straight at Mansfield. rushing at him out of the darkness. The wolf scores 7. Not enough to beat the intrepid midshipman, who batters him away with his sword, bringing up his fencing up, and he fights back and scores 3. Okay. The second wolf rushes at Mansfield. Mansfield is in trouble, and the wolf scores 17. 18, my friends. He bites at the throat of Mansfield, who falls to the ground. At the end of the battle, as the crew of the Whitby run off into the night with what they came for, only the cries of Mansfield, gunshots ringing out into the air, and the howl of the wolves is left ringing through the night. That, my friends, is the end of the game. Swooping Hawk is down on the battlefield, as is Mansfield. Before I leave you, I will just roll the tables to see what has happened to them. Mansfield has been left on the ground, surrounded by wolves. I do not feel any hope that he will survive, but you never know. Swooping Hawk again, brave as you like, doing battle. Okay, here we go. I am going to see what is happening with our friends. Right. Here we go. Swooping Hawk. D10. 9. Flesh wound. Figure recovers quickly and starts the game at full health. He manages to creep away from the battlefield. The wolves leave him. Covers himself in leaves. Waits for the dawn. Rushes out to rejoin his friends. Mansfield. 10. Flesh wound. The tale of Mansfield's escape is the stuff of legend. And that, my friends, is a tale for another time. Thank you for joining me here in the mountains of Spain in 1809, where the crew of the Whitby have done themselves proud. Gabriella, Henry and the others make their way back to their lonely camp, but knowing this, that they all live to fight another day. Although at this moment, at this time, they mourn their lost comrade, William Mansfield. Thanks for joining me. Please check out the other videos on this channel. I hope you've enjoyed. I also have a storytelling channel, which is called Time Between Times Storytelling. If you like ghost stories, myths and legends, join me there. If you really enjoyed what you've seen here and would like to support me, please go to ko-fi.com/Owen Staten and buy me a coffee. I'd appreciate that. In the meantime, Happy New Year, everybody. Please like and subscribe the channel. Take care. No star.